Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the MVSSEA 2021 Winter League of Legends Invitational. I am one of your hosts, Brandon Wu, Tcon J, and with me today I have Alex N.
Hi, it's me, Alex N, or Axelapt. I'm here to color cast for this match here, BNSS versus Kitsilano, Burnaby North.
Yeah, looking at these bands right away, the very first band going to be coming out is going to be that Ivern against, I believe, Snore Laxatives. He is an Ivern main. Again, I've always wanted to see it, but it's always banned out. Maybe one day we'll be able to see it. And then a Yone, I'm going to be on the other side. That's going to be banning out a Diadetta over here in the mid lane. Yeah, just looking at these bands. These are just, rather typical targeted bands. The GP, I don't think so much targeted. But, he has seen a fair amount of play within, like, the last patch.
Yeah, GP really strong in the top lane. Has a lot of could go actually a lot of most of those mythics on him are very strong. The Divine Sunder, the Trinity Force, even Duskblade. He has his fair choice of mythics up there, and it looks like we do get Aatrox and Camille up here. I'm not really sure how this matchup goes. Camille, one of the stronger top laners in this patch. However, she did get a recent nerf on her W cooldown. Should have less range in those fights. Aatrox, on the other hand, really strong. Once he gets that Gore Drinker, able to soak up a lot of damage, heal back most of it as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to be happening in the laning phase. Aatrox being one of No Sleep's picks. However, Camille is not one that Xtrinity has played much of. But again, Camille being just really strong in this patch, even honestly, despite the nerfs to her W cooldown, because when it comes to dueling, most likely you're only going to be using that once. So if it's just like a trade, you probably could still make it out on top.
Yeah, but in terms of sustain, it does really help her.
For sure.
Damaging with the W does give her a heal back. And I see the Olaf coming back for Snore Laxatives. Last time I've watched Kitsilano, he actually hard smurfed on the Olaf, able to show up across the map. So I'm really excited to see him back on the Olaf, and I really want to see the same performance out of him, or even better.
Right. All right. Yeah, and then Rise is going to be an interesting pick. This isn't something we see much of. It's been continuous nerfs after nerfs over the course of many years, changing him like 5 different times. But as long as like in the pro scene, if he was a threat, then he was nerfed throughout everything else. They took away Rod of Ages, that item that a lot of AP or mana needed a champion such as Rise would need. So it's interesting to see how he is going to be able to be played out here. Possible early tier rush rather than the usual mana crystal we'd seen in the past. And we don't know if this Lucian is going to be mid or AD yet. However, mid Lucian, as proven before in many games in the past over here at MVSS, proved to be very strong. Absolutely insane early game presence, level 2 advantage if you're able to push for that. Against a Rise, you might not be able to rush it first, but if he does get it, it's going to be an instant all-in.
Yeah, and looks like that is a Lucian mid, paired with a Caitlyn Alistar bot into a Kaisa. However, Kitsilano does get counterpick here, and they opt for a Yuumi instead. Really, wow. The team comp of Kitsilano really threatening right now. They got the threat of the Camille Olaf and into the Kaisa Yuumi, right? And that's just a little rough for the backline of Burnaby North. We're going to see how they're able to peel off. They do have an Alistar, which is really helpful, but he's only able to knock back one opponent out of them, and Olaf actually just ignores all CC. So they also do have Karthus, which I'm not sure how well he plays into that. I'm pretty sure he just gets one-shotted. However, his passive will be able to help a lot if it gets rivalized. Let's say able to slow down literally the entire enemy team if they dive onto that backline.
Right, and even more to add on top of that, Yuumi could very well just jump onto Olaf with these engages. And the fact that, he's already unstoppable, you try to chunk him down because he is the threat, that he is the one who is in your face. Yumi's just healing him right up. So this is going to be really interesting to see how this is going to play out. Kitsilano having a very dive-heavy comp, or just run it straight down, front to back, as it would be. It is going to be interesting to see, like with the Karthus, not something we have seen too often. It is there is always the global pressure when the ulti is up. However, level 1, I believe it's almost like a 3-minute cooldown. So you really only get to use it once every few minutes. And then once you use it, that threat is gone, which will allow the rest the enemy team to be able to try and make plays around that.
Yeah, however, Burnaby North, actually, they have a lot of abilities they can use to kite out these fights, right? They have the Caitlyn traps, they have the Alistar, they have the Karthus. So if they're able to dodge the Kitsilano engage, wait out the cooldowns, they should be able to win these fights if they play it right. So we're going to have to see if they can execute these fights perfectly, or if Kitsilano are able just to run in with their comp and basically run over Burnaby.
Right. Well, that's it from me. I think that's probably it from you as well, Alex.
Yeah. Good on my part.
All right, then we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes when the game has started. All right, and welcome back. We are now loading into the game. Once again, this is Burnaby North versus Kitsilano, and the game has been paused. Just like that.
Yeah, a short little pause there. Maybe not all of the players are ready, but now that we have a chance, we can look at the summoner spells and the runes that they've taken. So first of all, I'd like to point out Karthus running Exhaust instead of Flash here. Interesting choice. I would prefer the Flash on Karthus, right, to reposition in those fights. However, Exhaust does help out a lot, especially against, most of the members on Kitsilano right here. It cuts half of the damage from Camille, Olaf, Kaisa, whoever wants to jump onto them. So he does have the right mindset in kiting these fights out with Exhaust. However, Flash is super useful regardless. I think I would prefer Flash here, but I do see the point of going Exhaust as well.
Right, yeah, it's interesting, what I was thinking, because, there's like the inting Scion strat where, you just focus primarily on just dealing as much damage as you can. I'm thinking with Karthus, Karthus, he's thinking here that he most likely isn't going to be able to escape, even if he did have flash. The Camille just is easily able to jump over walls. Rice with his ulti, Kaisa with her ulti as well. So he figures might as well just put it something that's going to help more for fighting, trying to shut down like that damage that's going to be coming out from like the Olaf Camille, as you said, or even Kaisa if she jumps in. But yeah, flash, like 95% of the time is going to be the rune you want to take. It's really situational when you wouldn't take it, such as like being a Shaco, for instance.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could see why he would opt for the exhaust, right? Because Alistar in bot lane is running Ignite here. They have no exhaust if he doesn't take it for this heavy engaged comp that Kitsilano is running. So I do see the point of getting the exhaust here, but I would rather see a flash on the Karthus and exhaust on the Alistar instead, right? But to each their own. I do think, you know, it's still a viable strategy. I do like it. Yeah, so, and pretty much, you know, looks like a standard defense for both sides. They don't want to look for an engage or a fight. You know, all of them pretty much don't have too much CC for the level 1. Starting CC would be a little rough for both teams, right?
Yeah, for sure. We do see that there is that early ward in the river that allows Olaf to back, get his sweepers. If you're a jungler main out there, this is a really good strat a lot of people do. It doesn't matter what side you're on. Usually people often put wards down on the enemy team's chickens back, and then by the time that they're clearing out their initial minions, there is going to be that sweepers up already. And Camille going in, opting in for the level 1 E, getting a really good, nice chunk of damage out onto that Aatrox early. He does have, you know, that little bit of built-in life steal, like with this auto attack, with the empowered auto. But it is still nice to be able to get that little extra lead just right away, just start to exert some dominance. And there it was, that level 2 advantage for the mid lane Bayonetta. Dashing in right away, going to try to chunk out the Rise.
Yeah,
it looks like there's a bit of pressure.
And I want to go back on what you... Oh, early level 2 here.
Yeah, this is the early level 2. This is really important as well for when you are laning. If you have a really strong level 2, you want to try to push for that. Alistar, for example, Thresh is another support. Really strong level 2s, if you were able to get really strong engages on, if you were able to get that first. So it is important to try to get that. And looking back into this top lane, X Trinity is just bullying Aatrox, or No Sleep, still level 1, half HP already. And what was it you were trying to bring about?
Yeah, so earlier you're talking about the ward, right? And yeah, it's pretty far now, but I'd like to say that, like, putting the ward in the river there doesn't really help too much because Scuttle does spawn later now. So earlier in different seasons, putting a ward there was advantageous, right? You can see that Scuttle spawned, you can see if someone was on Scuttle, but now that doesn't really do anything except for, you know, spotting out invades, right? So you would want to ward the chickens, as you were saying earlier, the raptors.
Yeah, but because not only are you able to see where your enemy jungler is, but it does give you the option to be able to see where it is that they are going to be moving. You know, you're able to figure out that pathing, you can play accordingly.
Yep.
And this is Olaf now in the top lane. Is this going to be a tower dive? I'm not completely sure, and that was actually really good from Aatrox. Trinity is going to be getting the shields, no laxatives tanking. A bit of a failed tower dive. They didn't get anything out of it. Aatrox is low. He is going to have to TP, however. So there is that, but I'm not sure what else they would be needing the TP for in this early game. Dragon is up in a minute. However, it's Cloud Drake, and it's the very first one. Karthus now in the bot lane. This is another really nice thing to do as a jungler. If you need to back already, be in a position where you could quickly rotate. For instance, if you see that there is going to be a possible fight, such as in that bot lane. Olaf now coming back up. Aatrox had pushed up a bit further, thinking that Camille was gone. This is going to be the flash now, so this is what you were looking for. This is the type of tower dive that you want, and X Trinity.
Oh, he lives!
Oh, wow, the coup de grace. Or no, Triumph, sorry, not coup de grace. Triumph is going to be able to keep X Trinity alive there. Bare minimum health. Really well played. First kill going over... Wait, was that first kill?
No, Bayonetta got the first kill right before that happened in the mid lane.
Yeah,
so does burn the Ignite and Flash, however.
Yeah, we did not see that, but again, you know, that is the... There are now no sums for Lucian. He still does have his dash. But for Aatrox as well, he doesn't have any sums anymore, so it looks like Snorlax, as we've seen in past games, going to want to try to get X Trinity ahead. X Trinity being extremely strong, already having an early Sheen, so the bullying is just going to continue in this top lane.
Yeah, and We can see from past Kitsilano games, their top side works really well together, and they're very strong. They might have been struggling a little bit this split, but definitely looking super strong in this game already. Being able to actually, Snorlaxative's coming up there twice already. First time not really burning anything, but second time gets the kill, burns the flash, burns the TP, and isn't really heavily punished for it either because Karthus really unable to counter jungle because there were no camps up at the time. Right?
Exactly. The fact that he's not able to counter jungle, as well as the fact that you don't really see Karthus' gank much. They're just trying to power farm until they get that level 6. Vendetta walking up, getting hit, however, by the BLS. Just rather standard trading on all sides, and this can be Vendetta dashing, and again, this is going to be the ulti. It's not going to be the kill, however. Rise just to a sliver of health, and now jumping back over to the top lane. Again, just more trading. Both laners about half health at this point. BLS is about a third HP, pushing it in, most likely going to back. And yeah, it's the standard tier start at this point. And we do see now Olaf is roaming into the top lane. North is aware of this. They're trying to keep him away.
Yeah, but actually, the Caitlyn Alistar lane is actually working really well. There's a huge CS discrepancy right here. 54 to Caitlyn, 21 to Kaisa. So it actually worked out really well. I was thinking that this lane would go pretty even, right? It would be Caitlyn poking out the Kaisa, but she does have a Yuumi and is able to heal everything back. But with the threat of Alistar, WQ, Kaisa has to play really far back now, right? Doesn't want to get comboed right there. Doesn't want to get super harassed, maybe even killed, right? Because Alistar is running the Ignite.
Right, exactly. And now they do know that Olaf was in this bot side. They saw that he was clearing ward. They saw that Dragon was attacking him. Camille no longer has TP. However, no other members of North are in position to be able to rotate for this, as well as the fact that, bot lane is pushed in, but with no one else around, it's not a risk they want to take. They want to try to keep their lead up as much as they can. They figure, this is just an early Cloud Drake. It's not going to matter that much into this early game. Seeing this in the next 5 minutes. The next Drake is going to be the Mountain. Xtrinity trying to dash in. This is going to be the Karthus gank now. The wall is going to be going down. Aatrox is trying to do what he can. The pull is going to be going back in for Xtrinity, but the ulti is going to be doing this. He is exhausted. Xtrinity having to flash out, dodging one of the Qs, but it's not going to matter. He is going to get knocked up and then killed by, I think, critically. And now over to the mid lane, we are seeing some more trading.
Oh, and right there, exhaust coming in super handy. It discourages Xtrinity from using that second proc Q because it will do less damage, right? Even if it is true damage, it won't be enough to kill the Aatrox.
Right, so that was actually really well played there.
It forces the flash as well. So now Camille, no flash, no TP, and is in pretty much the same situation as Aatrox is in. However, has a CS lead, but now it is crashing into the tower. He's gonna flash Q from my god.
Yeah, this is going to be the flash Q. However, they are going to be able to trade. This is going to be the ulti coming in from BLS. He now has to flash out, trying to dodge all these Karthus Qs, but it's looking like it's not going to be enough because even while he was dodging the Qs, the E circle was just going all around him critically. Going to be able to pick up the kill there. It was a nice start by Snorlaxatives. Again, he was able to get the slow on Lucian, even though he had dashed away. And then Rise using that ulti to be able to rotate, however, Karthus being on that top side so that he could pick up a trade kill.
Yeah, no fear from Snorlaxatives right there. It gets the flash undertow. I mean, I see where they were going with that. I really liked it. However, Think Critically was just there to answer a lot quicker than I think they expected, right?
Right, and I do think, if this was just a little better communicated between the two, BLS probably could have ulted in a little bit sooner. He would have been able, because by the time he popped up out of his ulti, they had already traded. Vendetta and Snorlax were both dead already. At that point, it was just Think and BLS. With Think then being able to pick up that kill there. But now we do see that Olaf is in the top side. He is going to be going for that Rift Herald, as well as the fact that North do see him as well. Lucian possibly roaming bot. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to get out of it with this lane pushing in. And there is a control ward there inside that. So they do know that he is there. They are just going to back completely off.
Ooh, yeah, and they were looking a 4-man right there, but now focusing on just getting plates on the bot lane. Really smart. They're going to try to get Ernest as far ahead as possible. Hopefully he'll be able to kite out these fights and carry the team.
Sure,
oh my
yeah.
god. It's a
And now
setup
in the
dive.
top lane, we do see Snorn Laxatives trying to do something against No Sleep here. The Unstoppable is going to be coming out. And now there's going to be the ulti from No Sleep, but it's not going to be enough. Extrinity dashing in, getting that kill. As well as the fact that the Rift Shroud was now dropped. There is no wave to continue to push it. However, you know, that is going to be the 2 plates for Snorn Laxatives at that point. So that is going to be a nice little chunk of change for him.
Yeah, really well played from Snorlax Actives right there. Waits for the Herald to pop, take the aggro, and then start fighting No Sleep. No Sleep actually pushing a little too far from the tower right there. Tower wasn't able to help him too much. It waited a couple seconds before it could target.
That is a really nice knockup counter from No Sleep, being able to pick him up against the dodge, however, or the dash, but it's not going to matter because Snorlax Laxatives was still in that top lane. Trinity using the ulti, locking them down. Snorlax Laxatives just walking up, hitting them as well. This is what we've been talking about. This is like that top side synergy between Snorlax Laxatives and Trinity. We've seen it before. We're seeing it again.
But even though, you know, the top side is winning. Oh my god.
And this is going to be the ulti now for Marvel. They are both going to be dashing in both Marvel and chatting, and that is going to be the kill. Beautiful pickup on Ernest. However, now this is going to be a 2v2. The flash coming in a little bit late because that was going to be the pickup. The exhaust going to be coming out onto Think Critically, but it's not going to be enough. The knockup is going to be coming a double kill for Think Critically here.
And that's actually so disadvantageous. Oh my god, more fighting in the mid lane!
Wow, even more fighting. Well played by Viadetta there. He's able to dash in, get a bunch of autos. While he was rooted or slowed, he then just popped the ulti, and he just drove by him. He just kept shooting. The Ignite was already off on him. Well played.
Yeah, and beautiful positioning there from Think Critically, and basically Wolf able to answer right away as soon as they dove onto Ernest. Ernest does go down, however, this isn't the end of the world for him. He gets a huge wave to crash into Marwell's tower, so Marwell loses a lot from that. Not only does he die and his support dies, he misses about 3 waves of XP, which is devastating.
Yeah, Ernest being about almost 60 CS up. The Earth Drake is up now, so this is going to be something that Ernest wants to continue to apply pressure for onto Marvel. Just keeping him off of it. Karthus could, most junglers already can solo it, but the fact that Think Critically here is really stacked with the items. You know, we got that Leandries, we got the fully stacked Dark Seal, and the Sword Proof. This could just be an easy solo at this point. Snorlaxative's just giving it completely. He's up in the top side, enemy jungle. However, you know, this is going to be the split push into the tier 2 tower, possibly, for Kits in the top lane, but it's looking like actually they are just going to give it up. And this could be a possible tower dive. However, critically, Videtta, he is going to be dashed. However, he is going to be caught out. Extrinity now going to be using his ulti to be able to lock him down. Extrinity with the beautiful flash. Unstoppable coming out from Snorlax Laxative, but he is going to die. The tower. And this is going to be the ulti, Requiem, I believe it's called. Being able to get that shutdown over onto Trinity. A nice little 150 bonus gold there.
Yeah, and now Think Critically and Ernest. They're the strongest members on this team. Actually, Viadetta as well, super strong. And their composition seems to be working pretty well. No Sleep, playing that top side, weak side. You know, having Snorlaxative pulled to his lane multiple times, is able to still be pretty much in the game. He's only behind about 20 CS. Not the worst, not the end of the world. If he builds Gore Drinker, he's still going to be able to lifesteal, act as that front line for the 3 squishies on north, and we'll have to see if the next few dragons will be contested, will be team fought over, and we'll have to see if Kitsilano can play really well, shut down that Karthus before he's able to do too much. However, at this point, I think it's a little hard, right? Think Critically, bought the Magi Soul Stealer, has 10 stacks on it, finishes Leandries. He's gonna be a tear in these team fights.
Yeah, this is absolutely something that we weren't expecting, but it really did pay off really well. So Think Critically, congratulations for pulling off something that I didn't think was going to happen. He is currently 7-0. It's absolutely insane. And like you said, he did pick up that Medjai's. He's already killing with ease. So the fact is, he's going to just scale even harder. He is almost level 11 as well, so his next ulti is going to be even stronger than it was the first time, picking up even more kills with ease.
Yeah, Snorlax's looking for a lane gank here, but I think he was spotted out by the oncoming minion wave while he was trying to slip in that bottom bush right there.
Yeah, it must have just been the cusp of their vision. So they already know he's there, so they're just... That was real interesting by Ernest. He did walk up to try to go for the bait, and looks like it did play off, sort of, you know. I would say overall that was a good play. They were able to burn Xtrinity's TP, the Yuumi ulti, as well as the Olaf ulti. There aren't any objectives coming up aside from the second Rift Herald, but oftentimes there isn't that much stuff going on ever. Now, in the mid lane, VLS trying to get away from Viadetta, though. It started out really well, however, the Ignite plus the ulti absolutely shredding him. Level 2 ulti coming out from Viadetta on the Lucian was just absolutely massive. The damage was insane on that.
Viadetta really out here, outplaying BLS. He's playing super well right now into the Rise. He knows his strengths. He's taking fights that he knows he'll win, right? He has the Ignite up almost every time he fights. It's honestly just a beautiful play from Viadetta. I have nothing else. I have no words. I'm actually shocked. That was so well played.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, we don't really see Rise too often in the current meta. Overall, mana items had been nerfed. You no longer get shield when you build your Seraph's Embrace. So that, you know, that is less survivability overall. Plus the fact that they had removed other mana items like a lot of Aegis, again, a really classic staple item for these heavy mana AP users. So Rise, as of currently, we haven't seen him too often, and it's kind of showing in this game that he may not be an optimal pick at the current time, just with how the meta has been playing out, you know. Oftentimes we are seeing the assassins, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would disagree with you a little there. I think, you know, control mages are really strong right now. So I think, you know, in the mid lane, I believe control mages are the way to go. Rise does have that wave clear. He's able to wave clear a lot. He has been seeing some picks in pro play right now, seen most commonly in the EU LCS, or the LEC rather, on the G2 roster. So I think Rise certainly is kind of in the meta, however, not into Lucian. Lucian's really strong, doesn't have a single losing matchup, I don't think, in the mid lane. So I think it was just an unlucky matchup right there.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
Alright, and we are seeing now, you know, Rift Herald is getting picked up. It already was picked up, actually. And now the Dragon is going to be up now. Burnaby North already in position to be taking this, and it's looking like there isn't going to be any competition for it, so they are just giving this Drake as well. The Rift Herald is going to be spawned in the top lane, a little bit far ahead compared to the rest of the wave, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to actually clear that with the Rift Herald. Aatrox's now popping up as well. The Dragon is going to be picked up for North. And this is going to be a possible tower dive now in the mid lane. No, it's not. Lucian playing pretty far back, and Olaf is just going to give up on that spot.
Yeah, and BSL actually, just noticed this, is opting to go Everfrost here. More utility. Actually, I think Everfrost got buffed, I believe.
It did get buffed,
cooldown.
Yeah. The cooldown. It's absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure it's only like 15 or 20 seconds.
Yeah, but I think he's opting more for... Oh, here comes the dive.
Yeah, and, you know, Xtrinity, he is able to read that flash, and he is going to be able to follow through. The ulti now going to be popped up for Viadetta. Nice little pickup for Xtrinity there. Now this isn't the unstoppable Olaf, but he is going to be stopped. Think Critically going to be able to pick up the kill. EOS going to be knocked out. This is going to be the double kill now for Think Critically. Xtrinity trying to do what he can to escape. The flash Q from Ernest, but it's not going to matter. But now the Requiem from Think Critically. A triple kill for this Karthus here. He is now a fully stacked... Fully stacked Karthus. Almost fully stacked, yeah. He is 10-0. This is absolutely insane. Plus the fact that he hasn't backed in a little bit. So his next item, I think he is building towards that, what was it he was building towards?
I'm not really sure. But Kitsilano, really misplaying right there. They keep going for these mid dives on Viadetta without knowing fully where Burnaby North's players are, right? They had no clue where the Karthus was. They had no clue where the Alistar was. No clue where the Caitlyn was. So they went for this dive. Viadetta flashes over the wall, and they still are committing to this fight, right? They're using Rise ult. They're flashing over. They're just running at him. And little do they know, on the other side, it's basically Burnaby North's entire team, except for the Aatrox, right? So they're able to answer there and pretty much pick off all of them.
Yeah, so it's just looking rough right now for Kitsilano here. You know, think critically, absolutely stacked on this Karthus right here. He is a menace to be dealt with. And what the item I was thinking was that Rylai's. You know, he does have the Blastic one right now. And it's looking like now Snore Laxative's gonna try to go for a sneaky 20-minute Baron play. And so far, no one seems to know. So this could possibly be it. You know, he does have the Yumi to try and keep him nice and healthy. And as he does get lower, you know, he is, I believe it's his attack speed that increases per percent missing health. But he does need someone else here with him, because even with the Yumi, I don't think that it's going to be enough. Externity now coming in on the Camille. They're going to try to clear this out.
Videtta
on the BOS, and it's looking like he is going to be able to escape. You know, that Everfrost there, really being able to save his life, sticking Videtta right there in place. He didn't have Ignite, he wasn't able to get BOS. BOS is going to have to back off. And this looks like this is actually going to be a sneaky Baron play that plays off well for Kitsilano here. Hang on now, but that is going to be an a double kill. That was really unfortunate. BLS didn't back. He was trying to stick around, save that tower from the Lucian, who was going to be continuously pushing. Think critically, again, he's now fully stacked. Yeah, wow. I don't even have words to say for that.
That was absolutely unfortunate, right? Because Burnaby North had no clue they were on the Baron. Think critically, pops the ult, gets 2 kills, and most importantly, on the solo laners of Kitsilano, right? Now the solo laners of Kitsilano, they don't have that Baron buff. They don't have the empowered wave. It's going to be a lot harder for them to push those side waves. Super just unfortunate right there for Kitsilano. And we're going to have to see how they utilize this Baron now. Now that it's only on Snore Laxatives and the bot lane.
There is going to be TP now coming in. This is the double TP possibly, it looks like. I'm not sure where Ryze is TPing to. He TP'd up top, Camille TPing towards the bottom. They want to try to go for Think critically right now. They want to try to shut him down. BLS being ahead of the game with everyone else. The wall is going to be going down. This is going to be the escape. That was double TP there as well. And with Dragon up now, Kitsilano need all to rotate towards Dragon. They can't afford to send anyone anywhere else, because this is just going to be another Dragon for North if they do give this up.
Yeah, so we're going to have to see if both teams head down towards this Baron, or not Baron, Dragon. But Kitsilano does have the Baron right now, so they're able to crack open that mid tower, and looks like they want to continue here, try to crack the second one. They do have an empowered cannon, however, they are zoned off of it. Think critically super strong right now.
Right, the Everfrost is going to be coming out. The root is going to be hitting Think critically, but not anyone else. BLS going to be able to escape. Half HP right now. This is really dangerous. Dragon is up in the next 5 seconds. BLS only being half health. He isn't going to be able to do much right now. And we saw it earlier, Think critically did pick up that Demonic Embrace, so now he does have the double burn, one from Leandri's, now another one from Demonic Embrace, so he packs a punch.
And Marwell just rotating here from the mid lane, so they are...
Laxative trying to find a way in, he throws the Q, he ults in, but it's not going to be enough. Aatrox actually picking up the Dragon. This is just going to be an absolute slaughter. Yumi going to be able to escape. Marwell trying to dash away, but it's not going to matter. He is going to get knocked up by the No Sleep. Going to get picked up. No, by No Sleep again, actually. This is going to be an escape now from BLS with all of Burnaby North chasing after him. He does have the Yumi on top of him for the possible speed ups, dodging the first Q, but now he's going to get knocked up, having to flash away. He is going to get netted. He is going to get crit once. He's going to get crit twice. This is going to be a double kill for Think critically. The burn damage, there it is. That's what I was talking about. There's that double burn.
Yeah, and right now, as long as Burnaby North survives the initial engage, they will win the fight almost every single time, as long as Think critically is alive. Even if he dies, I think they still win the round, right? But if Kitsilano can get, a pick anywhere on the map, if they can get any picks before a fight, I think that their team comp will definitely win in these fights. However, it's super hard for them, right? Because Burnaby North are playing really well together. They're sticking together. They don't want to get picked by this Camille, by this Olaf, by this Kaisa. A lot of pick potential on the side of Kitsilano. And I think, honestly, Kitsilano, they have the right mindset, right? They are going for the right plays, but they're not playing with enough information, right? They don't have enough information to go for these plays. I think they need to get more vision in wherever they're trying to fight. And after seeing, people show up on the map from Burnaby North, then they should go for these, these plays. Like, for instance, the mid lane picks, and they didn't have enough information at that time. And I think, honestly, they'll they'll be in a better situation if they can get wards across the map.
Right, yeah, and the difficult thing for Kitsilano, though, having a Yumi, oftentimes she is always going to be attached to someone. You're not going to see her by herself, so she isn't going to be able to utilize her support item as much unless she brings another member with her. So that does take someone else off of the map and towards a position where it may not be optimal to be at the time. To try to get those wards, and if you're going for those crazy tower dives following over the wall into the enemy jungle, you need to have that vision, and without it, you are most likely just going to fail.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of having like a tanky support, right? They're able to go into the jungle by themselves, or they have some sort of disengage to kite away if they are collapsed on. However, most of the caster supports, they don't have that luxury, right? They are squishy. They will most likely get one-shotted by the enemy carry if they run into them. So you can see there that a little unfortunate on Kitsilano. They really just have to have someone with the Yumi at all times if they want to get wards off. And
exactly.
Engage
now
here,
this is going to be the Engage Extremity going to be dashing in onto No Sleep. No Sleep going to be able to use his W and his knock up to be able to just get away. Nothing much is going to happen there. The Baron is up within this next minute. We did see there was some vision gathering from both sides trying to play around this Baron. However, Burnaby North picking up more of the vision. At the current moment, there are going to be there are going to be the backs now from Extrinity. Nope, he's deciding to stay. At this point, if he doesn't have TP up within the next 40, I think it looks like he should have it up by the way it's ticking.
Yeah.
But the fact is, he is going to be staying in this top lane. The Wolf is now coming up. This is going to be the dash in from Extrinity, getting a little bit of damage on his No Sleep. However, now this is going to be a 2v1 situation. No Sleep currently brought down to half health. The knockup is going to be coming up. The Unstoppable is going to be coming out from Extrinity now, and this is going to be the half health. Level 16 Karthus, Dark Harvest, 4 items. 4.5 maybe even, if you consider the fact that it's fully stacked Medjais. Yeah, this is the thing with Karthus. If he gets ahead, he has absolute global pressure when his ulti is up, and this is going to be the Baron. I think at this point, Kitsilano will have to give.
Yeah, now that Kitsilano don't have their front line, it's a little harder to contest any of these objectives. Dragon is coming up in about a minute, so we're gonna have to see if they give that the Infernal Soul over to the Karthus, which is a little rough, or if they're looking to fight for it. And
yeah,
unfortunately,
all I'm saying is that right now, Aatrox does have ulti. He is going to be going towards this top lane with the Baron, empowered minions. He is going to be able to push a little harder than if he didn't. Dragon is being up at 30 seconds. As you said before, this Infernal Soul is really important for this Karthus. He already does so much damage. The fact that if he has even more, and the explosive passive that comes with it, is going to be really rough. Basically, Wolf going to actually be missing the knockup on the Snore Laxatives, but he is just going to be able to walk out. Nothing lost out of this so far. At this point, it is going to be really hard to find picks. Aatrox walking down. We want to make sure that no one goes in too soon. Otherwise, this could be a game over fight.
Just both teams handshaking right now. Kitsilano, they're hoping to find a really good engage here in order to win this team fight, and pretty much all Burnaby North has to do is play together as a team.
Right, and there is going to be that first route, and this is going to be the flashing from Extrinity, the ult in from Marvel. Now this is going to be the dash in. Viadetta going to be piked out, but he is going to be able to pick up a kill. Double kill going over now for both members, for Viadetta and Ernest, and that is going to be the team ace with Thankfully picking up that last kill. Infernal Soul is theirs, and they are going to be running towards either maybe even mid and bot with these Baron minions. This could just be game over.
Could be a potential end, yeah. Yumi up in 15, however, not able to really stall the wave. Doesn't even have ultimate up. So we're gonna have to see if Burnaby are able to end this game, or if Kitsilano are able to defend here. But most likely, it looks like this could be an end angle.
Yeah, the next most important player isn't up for another 6 seconds, that being the AD, but I don't think there is going to be much that you can do. This is looking like it is going to be GG with Burnaby North picking up the win over Kitsilano. This could be another team fight, but I don't know how much it's going to do. The double knockup going to come out from basically Wolf. This is going to be kills all over the place for Burnaby North. They are going to end the game a double kill. GG's all around the board. Well played by Burnaby North here.
Yeah. And honestly, I think Kitsilano, at the end of the day, they had the right idea. They just didn't have enough information to play off of, right? They went for these these well play, or they went for good plays, but they didn't have full information on the enemy team where they were. And meanwhile, Burnaby North playing really well, actually able to survive the engage every single time Kitsilano went in, and because they did that, they were able to win every single fight as well. And Think Critically actually played really well. Without flash, with exhaust, utilizing that exhaust to the fullest extent, he was able to kite out pretty much all of the members of Kitsilano there.
Yeah, and he wasn't afraid to use his exhaust at all. You know, we did see that early game pre-6. He did gank into the top lane. He used the exhaust on the Camille. That was going to be able to pick up the kill for them there. Yeah, and you know, just looking over Kitsilano, I do think like overall their comp was really standard, really good. You know, we did have the classic front to line engage comps. You know, we did have like the as you brought up before, Camille Olaf to be able to engage it with, and possibly with Rise for controlling waves, as well as the fact that he does do a lot of AoE damage in team fights, and Kaisa just being one of the top ADCs in the current meta, and Yuumi being able to jump around all those players aforementioned to, you know, bring up the adaptive force, extra damage and healing, possible lockdowns with her ulti, but overall, Burnaby North did outplay them in the end, and they did pick up that sweet victory.
Yeah, and other than that, Viodetta played really well in the mid lane. He was able to shut down BLS, and he pulled a lot of pressure actually both times from X Trinity and Storm Laxatives. Was able to get a lot out of that both times, right? Because in those fights, you know, Think Critically were there both times. Yep, and he was able to pick up so many kills just off of those mid dives, right? Got a triple the second time, and the first time I believe he got 2, right? So
yes,
yeah, really well played from Burnaby North right there.
Yeah, and I think that's it for me. Looking at, you know, just looking at the damage dealt, the Karth is just doing tons of damage, as Freak would say. You know, almost 10,000 above his teammates, as well as the fact that he did, you know, 15,000 more than all the enemy team individually. Really well played there. You know, it was risky opting not to take the flash, as you brought up before, but he did utilize his exhaust extremely well, using it pretty much every time it was up and he was fighting. You know, early 2v1 situations where you exhaust the only member is really good. It allows for pretty much a really easy kill at that point if they don't get away.
Yeah, and usually in these matchups, right, Olaf versus Karthus, Olaf usually does win, able to invade early, get you know, a lot of pressure early, right? Because Karthus early game not able to do too much. However, Think Critically able to, you know, pretty much avoid that, right? So he knew, I wouldn't say he knew, but you know, X Trinity and Storm Laxatives, great synergy topside, right? We've seen it time and time again. Think Critically didn't really go top too many times. He went once to kill X Trinity, but other than that, mainly it was bot side, right?
Yeah.
Getting
earnest ahead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and again, just real quick, looking at the vision scores, you know, we do see like the Alistar, you know, that tanky engaged support having a vision score 79, as opposed to Yuumi only 39. Not to say that it was of their fault. It's just the faults of the champions themselves that, you know, when you have that AP support, they can't go out on their own at often or at all in Yuumi's case, really. You need someone to be on top of. Otherwise, you will most likely just get picked out, killed, and that could be a possible int if, you know, there were objectives to be up.
Yeah, that's pretty much all for me. Anything else you'd like to add, Brandon?
No, I think that is going to be it for me as well.
Thank you for watching. That was Burnaby North versus Kitsilano. My name is Alex N, and I'm joined by Brandon.
Yep, Brandon Wu.